Adultery, the seventh commandment. It is illegal in 27 states. The question is whether it should be decriminalized. The idea is not to endorse adultery or to condone it in any way. The idea is to put it back into a context which is more private and perhaps more realistic. In New York State, it is illegal, and in that case, it's a misdemeanor, and it's punishable by a $500 fine or 90 days in jail. In Virginia, it's also illegal, and in that case, in fairly recent times, a man, instead of being prosecuted, lost his job. And in Illinois, just a few years ago, there was a celebrated case where a woman was ordered to pay her husband, she had had the affair, $9 million. And that's what happens a lot of the time, that where people lose their jobs or are, they're fired or they're demoted. In the military, that's certainly the case. With a lot of police forces, that's the case. With librarians, a lot of government employees, and FBI trainees and FBI people. And they also, besides the adultery laws, they have alienation of affection laws. Now, critics, of course, when it comes to decriminalization, say that removing it from being a crime invites a moral wasteland. But there is actually no evidence of that. Almost three-fourths of the people who have been surveyed think that adultery is not a crime. And nor do they feel that it should be considered in voting for a president or choosing a CEO. 19 to 23% of the men and 14 to 19% of the women who were surveyed admit to having had an affair sometime in their marriage. And that figure is actually lower than some of the figures that were inferred from the Kinsey studies in the 1950s. Deborah Rhodes is a professor of law at Stanford University, and she's written extensively about adultery, which is where I got the idea for this piece today. And she thinks of adultery, and she asked for it to be decriminalized. She thinks of it as anachronistic and intrusive and misdirected effort. And whatever else adultery is, and it could be said to be a lot of things, it is a private matter. It is between the people who are involved, and sometimes it has a lot of consequences, but it is not a crime. Thank you for listening. I'm Danielle Levy.